Covering news where you live, this is 5 News.
Well, thank you for joining us here for the latest news and weather where you live. I'm Joe Ellison. We're following the investigation after a woman was killed while riding a lawnmower next to an airport runway. Now, this happened last week. 27-year-old Samantha Hayes of Broken Bow, Oklahoma, died after being hit and killed by the wing of a small airplane. The pilot of the single-engine aircraft told investigators he saw Hayes after touching down on the runway, tried to pull up, but couldn't avoid hitting her. Oklahoma Highway Patrol says they're now looking at whether or not the evidence will point to the pilot possibly getting charged. The FAA is also looking into potential regulatory violations by the pilot and his aircraft. And we continue our coverage out of Jessieville, where a pipeline ruptured Wednesday night and led to a very large fire. Homeowners near that pipeline evacuated. Thankfully, no one was injured, but some of the homes there, just about 200 yards away from the flames, were damaged from the heat. The owner of one of the homes tells us he evacuated as soon as he heard the explosion that shook his home. Multiple agencies responded and contained that fire pretty quickly. The Garland County of Emergency Management says it burned itself out around 10 o'clock Wednesday night.
Luckily, the fire department, everybody got here fast and they got the job done. I'm really thankful for them.
Well, Energy Transfer operates the pipeline and tells us they're not sure yet what caused the rupture, but crews are still investigating and will continue to monitor it. For now, the pipeline is not accessible because of the ongoing investigation. All right, it is a Friday. Before we head into the weekend, let's get a check of that forecast with meteorologist Zach Scott. And Zach, it'll be a bit cooler than we've been used to.
Oh, yeah, it will be. Coolest air we've seen this early fall season. We haven't seen air this cool since earlier in the spring. We've got highs today being set early on, so early afternoon, we'll see a front start moving in. Instead of late afternoon, seeing our temperatures peak again by 1, 2 o'clock, we should be peaking low to mid 70s, and then we'll see temperatures through the rest of the afternoon dropping into the 60s. We'll cruise through the 50s in northwest Arkansas for your evening temperatures. In the River Valley, front gets in a little bit later, a little more time to heat up. So mid to late afternoon arrival, we'll see highs in the upper 70s, lower 80s. We will be dropping through the 60s, could be in the upper 50s by 10 o'clock of Friday evening. So keep that in mind as you're making your Friday evening plans. It will be cooler. You factor in a north wind. That'll be picking up from north to south through the area during the afternoon and evening hours. Gusting 20, 30 miles per hour. That's going to add to the coolness, if you will, as we go through the back half of our Friday. Saturday's the coolest day with the air in place. We'll have a north breeze about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Could see some patchy frost. Northwest Arkansas, we're watching for you there. And then again, going to be a chilly start. 30s, low 40s, northwest Arkansas, 40s in the River Valley. Sunday, we get a southwest wind coming back. Helps bump those temperatures up. We'll start to warm up as we go through next week with our afternoon highs and our overnight lows. But it's going to be cool. Nice chilly fall start to the day. For the next few days into early next week for northwest Arkansas. Not quite as cold in the River Valley, but still nice fall chilly start going into next week. Joe?
All right, thanks for that, Zach. Well, after a months-long delay, school leaders in Fort Smith say students will finally move back into Bowman Elementary next week. They've had to move into Fairview Elementary to start the new school year because of renovations. The $2.5 million indoor air quality project involved a replacement of the school's HVAC system. The principal, Nancy Burris, said the students and staff are excited to be in their own space and are thanking the district for helping in the transition. They'll go back next Wednesday. Now, also in Fort Smith, it's Family Weekend at UAFS for parents and students. That means a weekend full of fun activities like the Haunted Hustle 5K or some weekend tailgating. And for residents of Fort Smith, that means be prepared for some traffic. Families are also invited to stay and cheer on the Lions as they take on Texas A&M International. And an American hero returned to Van Buren High School after 64 years to receive a special honor. 5 News reporter Parker Abels shares Colonel Hudgens' story.
Colonel George T. Hudgens, the first African-American to graduate from Arkansas Tech University, served 29 years in the United States Army and earned more than 20 awards and decorations. And on Thursday evening, he earned another. He was inducted into the Van Buren High School Hall of Honor.
For me, I can think of no better honor than to find yourself being recognized and honored by those, that knew you. Some even didn't, but knew you at that particular time or period of my life. I never thought it was going to be possible, but here I am, and I am humbled by it. I'm honored.
Colonel Hudgens was a part of the first integration class at the school in 1957. While he said it was challenging, it helped him become the man he is.
So it was a tremendous period of transition, a tremendous period of adjustment, I think, for all. And there were some difficult moments, but nothing in life is going to be easy. From that, I personally think that I grew stronger. I learned a lot about myself, about other people, and how, to adjust and adapt in this world, and how to adapt the world to what I thought.
And Terry McMurray was also honored on Thursday night. He was recognized for teaching for more than 40 years at Van Buren High School. He says that Colonel Hudgens' story will help inspire students for years to come.
When Arkansas was running into the Little Rock 9 situation, here's a gentleman who graduated from Van Buren High School, and if you look at his accomplishments, went on to do incredible things. He served our country, and I want students in this school to know his legacy, because his legacy was made away from here, but it's something that all of our students can fall back on and look at and say, I too can be anybody I want. I can do anything I want.
Covering news where you live, Parker Abels, 5 News.
Well, thank you for joining us here for the latest news and weather. It's Friday, so we hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here next week.